Hello, good evening. It's your girl, Lady Mocha. Did you miss me? I know you did, but nevertheless, I am here. I know I haven't done a video, I think, in almost 4 or 5 days. I don't know. I've been pretty busy. I'm working on my second master's degree, and not only that, I'm also been training for some at home job that I'm getting ready to do, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm so sick of the workplace. I'm not very antisocial. I've had my share with dealing with working among people, working around people within the workplace. So, you know what, I'm just ready to sit home and collect my paycheck, you know what I'm saying? So that's what's comfortable for me right now. But anyway, that's what I've been doing. So that's why I've been kind of tied up. On that note, I want to thank all of you. My subscribers have been increasing dramatically. I see that y'all are putting the messages out there, you're sharing them on Facebook, you Instagramming them. I mean, I'm glad that my messages are basically are blessing to the men as well as the women. Believe it or not, I've had a lot of black women reach out to me and give me my props, like, I thank you for doing the message, because believe it or not, black men, it's a lot of us, we're in a struggle with y'all, because while you're going through these changes, and especially if you're in a relationship with another black woman, she's going through those changes with you. She's being affected as well, but I'm actually going to save that for another topic, because I don't want to digress. But anyway, on that note, I've been getting a lot of support from both men and women, so that's a good thing. So the good thing is, I'm glad that you have some real down-to-earth black women out there who could take the punches, roll with it, try to grow from it, learn from it, instead of throwing shade, and instead of trying to convince me to jump on the hate all men bandwagon and all of this other stuff. So I'm glad that there are some mature black women out there who could absorb my messages, and instead of looking at them for bad, they're actually taking it in for good and utilizing my messages to better themselves, okay, which is a plus for all of us, right? So on that note, tonight I definitely felt that this topic was going to have to be addressed sooner or later, because I'm sure y'all have heard about this topic 1,000 times, especially from a lot of male vloggers, about child support. But we're going to discuss that from Lady Mocha's perspective, and basically I call child support hood lotto. Okay, because basically, men, y'all are becoming a new scratch off card for these thugs out here. Okay, they trying to basically scratch you up and see what they gonna win, and try to benefit, turn you in, cash you in, and get them 18-year benefits. So on that note, that is why I am going to discuss child support, okay? And because I just really feel like there's too many females out here abusing the child support system, okay, and they're utilizing it to their advantage, and it has little or nothing to do with them wanting what's best for the children, but it has a lot to do with them not being able to get what they really want from the man who they conceive that child with. But we're gonna, as I go more into the topic, you'll be able to marinate and understand where I'm coming from. With that in mind, let me start off by saying this, because I already know I'm going to have all kind of hyenas and thirst traps, posting up under my video, and they're going to perceive this message wrong, because a lot of them can't really dissect where I'm coming from. They want to pick out the parts that they want to make a big deal out of, instead of understanding the whole overall concept, okay? They just want to pick out the parts that they are easy to get offended by. So let me start off by saying I have nothing against child support, okay? I feel that when a child is brought into this world, like it took two parents to produce that child, it takes two parents to take care of that child. Okay, I understand that there's some men out there, that there's possibly a lot of men out there who do not feel they need to contribute, who do not feel like they have to provide when it comes to their children. And for that, they are wrong. Okay, because when you are a father, whether if you were a father by an agreement, you and this woman agreed on that together, or she tricked you, or whatever the case was, once you're a father, I mean, that's just your responsibility. It's as simple as that. So I don't have an issue with child support. Okay, so let's get that out the way. I'm not saying men are not supposed to take care of their children and not provide for their children. Now that that is gone, we're going to talk about child support. The hood lotto is what I call it, because just like you buy those little lotto scratch off cards in the convenience store, hoping you get lucky, hoping you get a big hit, you know, hoping you able to get lucky and scratch off a nice size lump sum so you can be set up for life. That's basically what I call child support, because unfortunately the real meaning of child support, women have been abandoned the real purpose of what child support is supposed to be for. Okay, because we do know child support is supposed to be to do just what it says, support the child. But a lot of you women are not utilizing child support for that reason. Y'all have your own reasons other than what child support is supposed to be for, which is to support the child. And as I go on within this topic, y'all will be able to see pretty much where I'm coming from. Let me start off by saying this. I honestly believe that if child support did not exist, women would use much better discernment in conceiving children. I strongly believe that if child support did not exist and a woman would be forced to have to take care of that child on her own, women would be more careful with who they choose to lay up with and who they choose to produce children from. I strongly believe if child support did not exist, women wouldn't have as many children as they have. I strongly believe if child support did not exist, there would be less drama among black women and black men. And that's just my personal opinion, because I have seen so much drama escalate over child support cases. Okay, and we'll go further into that as I go into this topic. With that being said, what women have to understand is child support should not be used as a weapon against a father simply because you could not get what you felt you wanted or needed from him personally. What I mean by that is, I notice what a lot of women do. I've witnessed it personally. In some cases, the mother and the father of the child had a relationship or whatever the case was. And while she was in a relationship with him, the man wasn't really that supportive or really even contributing towards that child, even when he was with the mother of that child. Okay? But the moment he breaks up with the mother of the child, or he decides he wants to be with someone else, now all of a sudden you see the light that he hasn't been taking care of his child. All of a sudden, now when y'all were together, he wasn't taking care of the child hardly then. You could barely get him to buy the child shoes. You could barely get him to take the child to the doctor's appointments. But because at the time he was with you, sexing you, accompanying you, you didn't see your child being neglected in the process of that. Because you were getting what you wanted at the time, which was him. So as long as the both of y'all was together, it wasn't an issue if he was or if he wasn't helping you take care of that child. While y'all was together, he didn't hardly went to any doctor's appointments with you. He hardly ever called to ask you, do you need anything? Do the kids need clothes? Do the kids need food? He never asked you hardly anything. You did it on your own. You did the majority of the providing when you and the father of the child was together. And you saw nothing wrong with it. Because you had your man, you had your boo, you had your baby daddy. So even if he didn't do for little Kiki and little JJ, it wasn't no problem for you because you had him in the picture. But the moment he's decided he wants to go explore other options because he's tired of pretending to be daddy to kids who are his, or he's tired of pretending to be in your good graces to prevent you from filing child support out on them, now you want to go file child support. My thing is this: if he was never taking care of the children while y'all was together, why now, because he no longer wants the relationship or wants to be with you, now you want to go file child support? That's my first point that I'm making. A lot of these women, a lot of y'all out here are not filing child support because these men it's not so much about they don't take care of your children. You upset that they're not taking care of you and giving you what you want. So that's the first issue for why I say a lot of y'all are abusing the system with child support. It ain't about the child, it's about the man. Okay? This is the second reason I say a lot of women are abusing child support. Y'all are abusing it for the simple fact, you know you can. You know you can. The majority of women who file child support, they know the system in and out. They already know the process. They already know the procedure because many of them have done it more than one time with just about every man they had a child with. So for some of y'all, this child support has become a lifestyle. Okay? You have just learned to adopt having children as a full-time occupation because that is the only way you feel you are worth of value as far as getting income. The majority of y'all, some of y'all don't have enough, y'all don't feel like y'all have enough value or self-confidence for that matter to go out there and fight and earn your income on a level to where you don't have to resort to getting impregnated by every random dude just so you can have a check being deposited into your account every month. But what it is a lot of you don't feel you're smart enough, don't feel you're valuable enough, don't feel you're worthy enough to go and apply for a real job to get money coming in every month, or to go to college so you can eventually get you a real job in the future. A lot of y'all, as much as you may talk biggity and you may you have this ratchet mentality where you want to get loud and you do a lot of talking, but behind all that talking you don't have any confidence, because any real woman who values her self-worth and knows her potential, she would never have to stoop to the level of getting pregnant by all kind of random men just to get a paycheck, because she knows her worth, she knows her value. Only a female who lacks value, lacks self-respect, lacks wisdom will resort to stooping that low just to get income coming in her check, just to have income coming in her bank every month. The majority of it is just straight lack of self-confidence. You don't have no confidence in yourself. The only thing you feel you're capable of doing is being able to lay on your back and produce. You don't feel like you can do any more than that. Because if you felt like you had more to offer, you would be trying to make bigger moves. Any woman has to stoop to that level. That's what you call basically a hood. Those are basically hood moves. That's basic. It's nothing but another hood hustle. Anybody can do that. But you're not looking at long term. You're not looking at the future. The other issue is child support has handicapped a lot of you, a lot of these females in a bad way. And I'm going to tell you why. As long as you have income coming in your bank account every month, that's the less prone you are to making other decisions that can possibly help you better your situation. In other words, if you're getting money coming from this man and that man every month from all of your children, you're not going to elevate yourself by doing anything different. You're not going to go to school. You're not going to seek a better job. You're not going to potentially try looking at owning your own home. You're going to be just where you are. Child support handicaps people because it makes them feel like I don't have to do anything else. I'm getting income from JJ Daddy, Lil Daryl Daddy, Lil Kiki Daddy, Lil Tika Daddy. So therefore, you don't try to plan to better your future because you're too busy looking at the now, which is right now at this moment. You're getting some income. But what you're not understanding is sooner or later, as these children get older and the years pass by, eventually child support is going to stop. And that's the only hustle you know, because let's be honest, ladies, at some point we all have a biological clock, okay? We can't produce children forever. I don't care how many you have. You have 10, 12, 15 children. At some point, all of your children are going to become grown, okay? And especially if the father has always been on point with his child support, when these children turn 18 years old, that's a done deal. You back to square one. And if you wasn't smart enough at the time while you're receiving this child support, you're not using it to your advantage as far as you're going to school or you're trying to build a business or you're trying to work a job that's going to pay you better money in the future. As long as you are receiving that money and you're not making other plans other than depending on that money, it's going to come back to haunt you when you least expect it. When you get in your 40s, your 50s, your children grown, what do you have to show for? The checks are going to stop at some point. Child support is not forever. It isn't. And let's say even if he does owe some arrearage as the children get older, because you have some men who fall behind. So even when the child becomes 18, they still have to pay. Don't you know that income still decreases because the arrearage ends up going to the state? The arrearage is the money you have been receiving for food stamps, TANF, all of that. The majority of whatever he owes is going to end up going to the state. So even when the children get up in their age, you're not going to get the same income you've been getting when they were smaller. That's the thing with child support. Child support has a lot of women blinded. Child support has a lot of these women thinking they got the upper hand and they got power. I don't have nothing against child support because, again, child support is for the children. My problem is y'all intentions behind why you file for child support. A lot of y'all are not doing that because of the children. A lot of y'all are doing that because the man has shown you he don't want you and he don't want to have the relationship with you. in your mind, he destroyed your dreams of having this pretend family that you believed in. And now you're bitter about it. You're hostile about it. Because he did not give you that image that you have perceived in your mind. Another reason why a lot of y'all are filing child support, and it has nothing to do with the children, has everything to do with who he's with now. It's unfortunate that a lot of women think that once she files child support, she's taking bread or she's taking money from the father of her child's household. That way his family can't benefit or his family getting shorted. What women are not understanding is you can't really destroy a man, and I'm gonna tell you why. Even if you got him paying, let's say, even if you got a man paying you $1,500 a month for child support, and that's a lot. It is. That's a lot of money a month. But one thing about a man can always keep elevating himself, meaning that he could always get extra jobs. He can always get more work. I mean, men are just, that's just one of those things that they're just blessed with. You know, women, we have a harder time, you know, seeking employment. A man can do just about anything. Women, on the other hand, certain things we just not gonna do. You know, not too many women gonna do construction, work out in the cold, work out in the heat, you know, do a lot of heavy lifting. Let's face it, a lot of these jobs out here today are strenuous labor. Okay, everybody don't have no sit behind a desk type of job unless you highly educated or you got connections or you're in the family business. So women, we're just limited. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's the God's honest truth. It's still a man's world. I mean, call me a sexist, whatever you want to call me. It's still a man's world. In other words, women, we just can't go out there and hustle the same way men can. Unless we laying on our backs or something like that. Even that get old after a while. I mean, you know, can't get by. You can't get by with that but so long. Basically what I'm saying, men have way more opportunities, you know. So while you filing this child support, some of y'all file child support thinking that hindering in his pockets is going to limit him from being able to get to the next level. Not necessarily, because this is another issue what women that file child support understand. Men, like I mentioned in another video, unfortunately, they can get relationships easier than women. The ones who do want to settle down. A man can always get a relationship anytime he wants. Okay? A man can always find a woman to settle down with him before a woman can find a man to settle down with her. So, hold on to that thought. With that being said, that man can always link up with another woman that makes just as much money as he does, can contribute just as much as he does. So while you thinking you're hurting him by taking money out of his check every month or whatever, he's still not losing, especially if he got a woman that works just as hard as he does and is just as independent as he is. He's still whatever you taking, what him or her is building together is going to triple that. It's going to double that. Now let's be honest, ladies. If you got 5, 6 children, I'm sorry, but ain't too many men that's going to step in your life and help build with you. And this is not to put you down or make you feel less than, but let's be for real. Ain't too many men about to deal with a woman that got a whole package deal. If you do, you just really blessed, or you just have a man that really loves you and sincerely cares about you enough to accept all of your obligations. But we all know in this day and age, that's just a slim chance. You know, I mean, I hate to say that, and you know, I may get some thumbs down because of it, but it's the truth. A man could always get a woman to come into his life that's successful before a woman with a bunch of obligations can. So again, while y'all thinking y'all doing so much damage with child support, sometimes all it does is just motivate the man to work even harder to get to where he needs to get. And another thing is, the reason why a lot of women who get child support really can't get too far ahead in life, because they're too busy trying to keep up with how the father of their child and the woman that's with them, how they're living. First of all, child support, what you receive for child support, would never outmeasure how much he's receiving in his household, in addition to what his wife is bringing in. Because you got to remember, at the end of the day, you're a single mother. So even if you're getting out allotment, that's once a month. The bills are still on you. The burden is still on you. Nobody helping you pull that weight. This is things that women do not think about. Y'all using child support as a weapon, all because you didn't get what you felt like you wanted. Now, this is not for the mothers who had to go file child support because they tried to give the man 1,000 chances to help and step up, and he just kept coming up with excuses, and meanwhile he buying this and buying that, and knows the mother of his child is struggling, and he has not done nothing to try to help her. That's a whole nother story. I'm talking about these women who are maliciously filing child support because you cannot have your way with these men, and because you want so badly to try to jeopardize their lifestyle, because you feel like he got so much, or you feel like he doing so well, and you over here struggling. It's just way too many women of all colors, but the majority black women, who are abusing child support. I've known situations in which a man was able to get away and not pay child support for years, and the woman, the mother of the child, never made a big deal out of it. The child is 10, 11 years old, but as soon as he gets with another woman, you want to go down there and file. Now that the child 12 years old, so what that is, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, it's 8, 9 years of child support. Now you want to file? Or because your luck is going bad, you struggling, now you want to go file. And this is another issue I noticed that a lot of women are doing. A lot of you single mothers are taking in other men who are burdening y'all. And y'all are taking other men in your household all because you want to avoid being by yourself. You want to avoid being lonely. Or you feel like the father of your child, who you still got feelings for, is doing good with this other woman. And you already had to come to terms with the fact that he's never coming back to you. He's never going to deal with you. So out of spite, you hurry up and get you a microwave relationship, all because you want to prove that you got somebody too. And you allow this random man and have this microwave relationship with this dude. You move him in your home. He burdens you, and he's withdrawing more out the relationship than he's depositing. You want the father of your child to make up for it by having him send child support. So wherever this man is lacking at in this fake relationship that you pretending you so happy about, all because you're still trying to prove a point to him that you're happy without him, you want the father of your child to make up for your suffering with this man. So in other words, what I'm saying is, you got this man who you moved into your home, who's not really giving you no money, meaning your bills are getting out of whack. Meanwhile, he's benefiting also off of your children food stamps, off of their TANF. And because you got too much pride, and because you're so scared of being alone, you rather have this man stay with you knowing he's using all of what you have for your children, and you're making the father of your child pay for that. I know a lot of women who are doing that mess. I had a girlfriend who was pretty much struggling with this dude that she was in a relationship with. Okay, she was no longer with the father of her child. He had moved on. He had remarried. He's going on about his business. He's trying to make a decent living for him and the new woman he's with, evidently. Meanwhile, she done moved this dude in her house. He's subtracting more than adding. The light bill going up, the water bill going up, extra toilet tissue being used. He drinking all the Kool-Aid. I mean, her expenses are going up because she has another individual who she allowed in her house that's taken from her and not adding. And instead of getting mad with him, you know what some of these females will do? They will go run the child support first and ask for an increase and modification for payments before they make this bum that's laying off of them, taking advantage of them, before they make him go get a job. They'll go ask for an increase in child support to get the father of the child to make up for what this bum who she moved in her house ain't doing. A lot of women is doing that. You got this man in your house who not stepping up, who you losing with, and instead of you getting rid of him, you want the father of your child to double up on his income to make up for how this man over here is draining you and draining from your kids. Because to be honest, honestly, if a man moves in your home and you have children, he's benefiting off of whatever your children getting, especially if he's not working. If you feeding him, you taking care of him, 9 times out of 10, it's off the same child support your baby daddy's sending and the same food stamps the system giving you. Some of y'all, I don't even see how y'all don't be embarrassed to even have to go to your child's father and say, I need more money, I need more of this, I need more of that. But you got a grown man in your house though. That's not a good look. Any woman that has a man in her house, you should feel some type of way if that man is looking for your child support more than you. He don't have no job, he ain't contributing, but as soon as the bills get behind, or y'all struggling a little because you letting him suck you dry, well, you might need to go back down there and get that nigga to pay up a little bit more. And y'all literally do it. Y'all make the father of your child pay double instead of making this bum get up off his behind and contribute. And you wonder why your luck is so bad. A lot of y'all going through what you still going through. A lot of y'all still catching hell even with the child support, because it's called karma. You reap what you sow. When you try to be dirty and you using child support for mischievous reasons other than for the child, for the sake of the child, you cut your blessing short when you do stuff like that. Because the thing about it is, it don't matter how much you try to convince yourself or everybody else. I just want him to step up and do his part. I don't think it's fair for me to have to do this by myself. Talk is cheap, but see, God knows your heart. He knows what your true intentions are. And for that, all that good talk you're doing, if you got mischievous intentions, all because this man has moved on, or because the new man you with is sucking you dry, then guess what? You still gonna come out on the short end, regardless of what. There's nothing wrong with making sure that the father of your child steps up. But at the same token, you as a woman, do not use child support as a weapon. That is not what child support is for. Child support is supposed to support your child, not support your feelings, not support your ideas or what you think you are entitled to have. And If you don't see nothing wrong with it, then that's fine too. Because what's going to happen is, as long as you don't see anything wrong with it, and you don't change your outlook, you don't change your way of doing things, one day you're going to look up and you're going to be up in your age. You're going to be going from 30 to 40, from 40 to 50, from 50 to 60. And guess what? You're going to be in the same spot you've always been. Because guess what? The wicked never prosper. Like I said, these men, they have a responsibility. And men, I don't even feel I should have to ride y'all about that. Because y'all know better. Y'all know the deal. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how much you don't get along with the mother. You know, you do what you got to do or whatever. But you women around here who is using this hood lotto, hoping you scratch off and hit the big one, and you still end up with the Cracker Jack prize at the in the bottom of the box, you just reaping what you sow. On that note, I think I pretty much said what I needed to say regarding this matter. Feel free to give me your feedback. Give me your comments. And I already know I'm going to have a lot of hood lotto recipients that's going to come in on me. And that's cool. Because I really want to know, you know what I'm saying? Be honest with yourself. I mean, you don't have to you know, put on this front for everybody. I mean, has there been any women? Could one woman be honest and say, look, I'm not gonna lie, one time I was in my feelings, I was upset. I figured, you know, he doing good, he in a better place than me, and it made me feel some type of way, and you know, I did use it to my advantage. Or no, I had to go file because I wasn't getting the kind of help or assistance I needed. I mean, you know the truth. You know the truth. You already know what time it is. But again, I had to do this topic because I think it's just way too many women, regardless of color, age, or gender, that is abusing the child support system. Child support is supposed to be to support the child. It's not supposed to be used maliciously for you to have your way or for you to use as a power weapon, okay? On that note, it is your girl, Lady Mocha, representing with Cafe de Paris. And thank you for tuning in. Holla at your girl. Let me know what's good. In the meantime,